Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Yeah, glad you could come in. This is a live broadcast, which is of course recorded, so you'll be able to see this in recorded history. I'm in my kitchen. Let me switch mics to my Samson. There we go. Okay, it should be a little bit better audio now. Welcome. Today we're going to be making some pretty cool food. Yeah, I got my jacket on because it's getting a little nippy. You know, you guys on the East Coast are really, really cold, and I guess Texas is cold. Hey, Steve-O. 10 meals for $7. Yeah, you heard it. I know. Under $1 a meal, amazingly. I think what I'm going to do is give you guys a detail on how I did this. I picked up this. This was on sale for $3.99. This is the most important part of the meal, the ground turkey. And this is pretty popular right now, being it's Thanksgiving coming up, you know. And then I had, these $1 boxes of linguine I bought, non-GMO. Right there, non-GMO. $1 linguine. So, I've done this before. Hang on. There's a typo. Yeah. I knew I'd correct myself. Thank you. Linguine. Yeah, there you go. Grazie. Milio grazie. Yeah. Turkey linguine. Thank you. Today we'll be cutting with my amazing knife from the knife set that Meow gave me. Amazing stuff, the damask knives, 67 blades of steel typed, condensed into one area. No, it's Italian, Anderson. You can deal with that, can't you? Yeah, and over that Cool Rock party, I'm not really monitoring chat right now, but you guys who are in the chat, welcome. Yeah, hi. I'm just chatting. And we are not running a Periscope show due to the complexities of what we're dealing with now. Hi, Larry. We've got Mark has shut down our feed on Cool Rock, so they made it so I can't, actually see Cool Rock. So I have to open up the Vaughn chat room on one side and the iBlog chat room on the other, and I can bounce back to Twitch when I can. I added a link button at Cool Rock to Twitch if you want to watch it there. We need people in that room. I have been through 4 microwaves in 3 years. And back in the old days when technology was expensive, a microwave would cost you $200-300, but it would last you 5 or 6 years. Yeah. Absolutely. Living within your means. Put me on your blog. Absolutely. Cooking for less. Okay, so I showed you basically $5 worth of food just now. Thank you. Yeah, this is a George I picked up for $5 at the thrift store. It's I guess they sell for around $50 at Walmart, which I think is one heck of a deal. It's the most durable suit I've ever seen. I mean, it's polyester, and I normally don't wear polyester. I like wool preferably, but man, George makes a really good value. And if you're shopping for a suit, I wouldn't hesitate to pay $55 for this. But as you know, I shop at thrift stores to avoid wasting my money on products that are going to end up, in thrift stores, right? All right. They have slip-on shoes for $7, really? I'm going to look into that. Yeah, I like to know. Slip-on shoes appeal to me. I'll go check Walmart out. No, it's not a woman's jacket. It's a dude's jacket, dude. Okay? Okay, I'm going to add another $1 in ingredients here. I've got some mushrooms. Some amazingly beautiful mushrooms. These are not the kind you get high on, just so you know. I wouldn't know because I've never done that. This right here is a really nice yellow pepper I picked up. As you can see, it's got a wrinkled texture. So it's on its way to the point where I have to cook it. But there's only one little blemish there that I'll cut off. That's just a little bit of mold or something. And then I have the equivalent of I guess a large onion, but I cut most of it off. Basically, simple start. We'll be adding some garlic to this, fresh garlic from my garden. And I still have some in my container here from last week. So I'll pick up some garlic and put that in there. All right, let's get started. I'm going to turn that on to level 3 on the rear. Always make sure everything is clean when I just cooked a tortilla in this. I don't want any crap in it, you know. Not that tortilla is crap, but not using gas. What did you cook? You microwave the steak? That's really not the way to go. And if you're worried about microwaves, as I am, I don't use microwaves very often. Okay, I'll start that up at level 3. Yeah, I refuse to use the microwave when I'm standing next to it. I walk 5-6 feet away from it whenever I'm near it. They found there were studies that show that there are RF frequencies coming off of that thing. They affect your heart rhythm. A guy cooked up an EKG and he stood next to a standard microwave that was supposed to be safe, and the EKG was altered. So this is a 2-button sports coat. Yeah, the 3 buttons are out. They've been out for a long time. Yeah, thanks for asking. So, you know, as you know, I'm not a sovereign citizen like some of you people, but I believe in America and I stand by it. I truly support our nation, and I think we can make it better. I'm not abandoning the ship, so to speak. But I understand your concerns, but I hope you realize the FBI sees you as well, they see you as a threat. You know, they think that you don't believe in America because you don't want to be a citizen. I know. And they're beginning to think of that. I read an article on the FBI's concern for sovereign citizens. So I'm just telling all you alt-right people what's going on. Hey, you've watched me every few years since 2009, last decade. What has ATP achieved? A tremendous amount. Yeah, we've got an LED light over here, which really adds to the coloring in the show. I think that's a major achievement. Cost $19.99 at Costco. What other things would you want to achieve in this world other than eating a fair meal at a fair price? We're the largest online presence in the world. We actually have a viewership of hundreds of millions of people on UHF. And that is a significant achievement. Considering I didn't spend more than about $1,000 building this party. Yeah. Can you button that coat? Of course I can button the coat, but why? I'm cooking. This is casual. All right, let's get started. I'm going to rinse those mushrooms off a little bit. And the onion is organic. I buy these onions in bulk. I told you how to do that last week. I showed you the big bag. I'm sure we've got 30,000 in Albania. The tie's in the other room. I put that on during the show. No, those are the numbers you're reading on Vaughn. Those are not an iVlog. You're not getting numbers that are correct. That's an incorrect number. Mark has altered the numbers at Vaughn. Well, add $1 million to those. Actually, add 1 million people to those numbers. We had an assessment done on our site over at Vaughn that shocked me. We've had over 700 or 800 million views there, and we've only got 1.1 on the register. He's had a lot. He's made a lot of money. In fact, if you go to Cool Rock right now, coolrock.com, and scroll down to the chat room that's below, not the one on the right and the one that doesn't open up, the Vaughn chat room, which does open up if you open it up in a separate screen and refresh. But go down to the bottom and you'll see the last post was a person that said Mark has made nearly $1 billion on us, censoring us. Read that. Yeah. Read that. He's made nearly $1 billion censoring us. So he's altered the numbers at Vaughn for years. I mean, years. We caught him doing it. I have live video of our show with guest chats in both iVlog and in Vaughn. Recorded video of just guests scrolling through, just tons of people coming in here. So what did they do? They shut down guest chat. Mark is using an elaborate cover to ask for handouts to make it seem like he doesn't have a lot of money. His attorney probably told him to do this. Mark's getting advice from people who are telling him to go ahead and do it. Technically there's no law, but it is violating my freedom of speech and my equal protection under the law. And I can prove that. And I can also prove that it's affected my election possibilities over the past 7 years. I can prove that too. So I have a strong case, just that I'm not about to launch it until I'm capable. And right now we're still building an audience. We've got people from around the world telling their friends about us, which brings a lot of people into the show, but they can't even get in the chat room. We are working diligently. You'll see Sarah during the evening working on Linux systems that are going to be developing the backbone of our new chat room. And it's going to be big. I mean, we're going to have multiple chat rooms together in one, and we're going to be allowing open guest chat, which is something I've been trying to achieve for the past 3 or 4 years. Okay, I will open the Periscope show if you insist, okay? All right, I know some of you can't see the show otherwise, so let me do that. We'll do Cooking Up Politics. 11/14. (2019). Going live right now. Okay, so we'll be processing a lot of information tonight, and I'm turning it on right now, Isle of Fries. And those of you who are watching the show on a low resolution screen like an iPhone, use Periscope. Our link just popped in at Third Party. So if you follow us at Third Party, go ahead and get the link there. Going live right now. All right. Excellent. Okay, and I've got a couple people over there at Cool Rock Party at Twitch. Hey, guys. Okay. So I'm kind of the quintessential example of how average people cannot form a grassroots party in lieu of the censorship, but we're still doing it anyway. Yes. All right. I'm not wearing lipstick now. Okay, let's get started. We're getting a nice hot burner back here, so we're going to throw 3 tablespoons of olive oil on there. We're using extra virgin olive oil today. It's not organic. Hold, please. Yes. I'm afraid you have to leave your name in order for me to accept your call. I know. Mark is using this as a deferral. He makes it seem like you don't have any choice but to help him financially. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm sending out links at Periscope, at Third Party. Go ahead and... Okay, we're going to look at that humiliation video from France like never. We're not really into that. We're not into that vibe. Okay? Yeah, you're not allowed to post here, especially humiliation videos from France. Wow. Daryl, how are you? I know. You got robbed? Oh my gosh, Larry, what happened? Tell me about that, or rather don't. You've got the whole night to tell me. Let's go ahead and peel this onion, because I'm just sitting here talking. That's no good. Getting a good shot of the onion here. Look at that knife, just pull that skin right off. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? Okay, the first thing in this dish is the onion, of course. Oh, we have another little skin here. This is when you have to pull that little skin off. You can't eat that. This is when having a fingernail is very important, as you know. As you de-skin the onion, we're going to go ahead and make some basic incisions in the side of it. And a nice, clean, very organized, sharp knife. And make sure you look at the knife when you're doing it. And always keep your fingers down and away from the blade. All right, this makes it really easy, and you can thank Meow TV for getting me this knife set. Wow, I'm impressed. You know, it's nice to have something so simple that you can derive such pleasure from as cooking, and a great knife set is the way to do it. There's a California video of kids dying. I don't want to see that. Yeah, no snuff films, okay? Thank you. You're buying crack, Larry? That's not good. You got to get away from the crack addiction. You and Barack. And Barack, if you're listening, I think you need to get more into walking. You and Michelle, your transgender lover, Michael, you need to walk more. I mean, stop with the big bulking out. You know, I can tell both of you are eating too many carbs too. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put that onion in the pan. I'm going to use my Rogers and Master Guild to put it in there. This is a 1967 knife that I've been still using. I kind of grab it and throw it in there. Hey, we got a sizzle. We got our sizzle. Throw it in there. Okay, the mushrooms and the pepper we'll do a little bit later. Right now I'm going to cut open the turkey. And we're going to pull it out. This ground turkey is Genio's stuff. They make it minimally processed, high in protein, no sugar added, turkey raised with no added hormones or steroids. You'll be happy to hear that, Howie. Yeah. Yes, you can substitute grits for mashed potatoes, but not in potato salad. Everything else but. Okay, see that right there? Now, as you know, I still have this cayenne spice. You can use chili powder. I'm going to put the rest of this jar on here. Okay, there's one side. I'm going to go face down with it. And minimal touching of that package. And I'll put the other half on there. Okay, you want to top it off with Italian seasoning too. This has served me very well. I really like the company. It's called Fiesta Mix, made in New York. I bought it at the Turnpike, going through New York last summer. On my way through New York in the Turnpike, you know. And I've got some Italian seasoning in my backup jar here. I'm going to throw that in. About a teaspoon of Italian seasoning goes in this dish. You can just throw it all around. Nice. Now I've also got some things that I like to put in right now at the early stage, like basil leaves. Why not add a few basil leaves? Give it a little taste. Yeah. We'll do some basil leaves too. Now Sarah and I actually, we handcraft and wildcraft a lot of our herbs here. And it's kind of cool to have organic herbs that you can pull right off the cover, you know, like my thyme. I've got some thyme here. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and... Anyway, I'm going to drop a little thyme in there because we need some thyme. We're kind of running out of time. Just not a lot, because thyme is a very strong herb. No, I would not put dill in this. Dill goes in seafood dishes. I would not put rosemary in this. But Italian seasoning, anything that, even Finney's herbs is good. I work out for 3 or 4 hours a day. 30 minutes? That's nothing, man. What do? Leg lifts? I mean, God. I'm working out all the time. Yeah, I used to have a pretty strong regimen when I did bodybuilding back in the day. But now I wish Arnold would stop this absurd obsession he has with bodybuilding, you know? Coffee's good, organic. Walk 2 miles, 100 push-ups. Well, that's pretty good. Congrats. never been accused of narcissism. Nobody's ever been able to accuse me of that because I usually ban them when they do. All right. Gonna let that go. Now is the time to cover it up. But now is also a good time to break it up. So I'm going to grab a spatula here and kind of give it a little incisive cut here. So when you get something like that, you've got to go cross grain like this. And that pushes the herbs into the meat. All right? Very important. Okay, we'll leave that right there so it doesn't contaminate the dish. Then I'm going to go ahead and, whoa! That was a wild camera movement. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this with the yellow onion. Yeah. Whoa! There we go. Cutting off the top. See how nice that pulls right out? Goes in the compost. But I also don't want that little black thing on the edge. So I'm going to cut that out right there. Compost it. Now here you want to cut along the sides, just a straight cut, like that. And rotate out, kind of rotate it out. There you go. And that seed pod can grow a lot of yellow peppers. Boy, look at all those little seeds that could grow a yellow pepper plant. Each one could be a big, yeah. Do get into working with your seeds. It's highly important to start planting. I just planted some potatoes, just like we're heading into winter. I planted potatoes. They start to, get in the ground right now. Yeah, I'm great, yeah. And then I also added a whole bunch of radishes that we had in the house. I had an outbreak of little gnats in the house, and I was wondering what happened. Sarah's really into composting, and I thought, well, this outbreak has got to come from somewhere. And I noticed that she had like a hefty bag full of radish seeds that were germinating these gnats. So we had like 10 or 15 gnats in the house. I killed most of them and got that thing out of here, and I saved the day. I think I have 1 or 2 stragglers still in the house walking around. So if you see me go like that really fast, it's because I'm using my incredible coordination skills to take out the gnat that's kind of like that Adam Schiff is to Donald Trump, kind of like a gnat that just keeps replicating. Isn't he great? I mean, Adam Schiff is really putting out a good effort, and I'm going to give him a positive kudos for all his effort. And the fact that he pulled a fast one, really, but it's perfectly okay. He doesn't need the whistleblower. Yeah. The whistleblower is irrelevant. There's so many marks against Donald Trump and people willing to testify against him that the whistleblower is unnecessary. So he just dodged it. He does, the Republicans, they get a little thing in their mouth. They're like an old dog with an old bone, and they just won't let it go. And they're just still working on that whistleblower thing. And he totally sidestepped the whole thing. Yes, I expect Tom, welcome, Tom Cruise, everybody. I think that he will be impeached, he will be impeached in the House, and I think Donald Trump will then resign, and Mike Pence will be the president toward the end of the year. That's when I hope this campaign kicks off, because I really believe I'll be the president in 2020. Now they put a new guy, a black guy. The Democrats have run a black guy in the race, Devil. I'll be talking about him tonight. He's a devil, I think. I would never do a blackface in a dress. No, I only did blackface to satire Barack Obama, and it was necessary to satire him for a variety of reasons, which I'll go into deep length with on an interview with either ABC, CBS, or NBC. I won't interview either Fox or CNN. Okay, I'm kind of old school that way. See, I just got a gnat. I think I got it. So I don't want to put it in the dinner, otherwise we'll have gnats in the dinner. Hang on. Okay, we're not really making any progress, so I have to get this stuff in here. Hang on. Up. I knew this would bother me. Okay, I think I got it for sure this time. Always have your handy white paper towel to clean up with when you're cooking. Don't use a washcloth. No, it's not a plastic bag. It's a really nice pepper. Give me a break. I just take slices like this with a knife like this and go sideways like that. Boom, boom, boom. And then I take the other knife, my Master Guild, Rogers and Master Guild, and I position it this way and bunch it up and go like this. And this is a French curl knife with an edge that has kind of a curl on it. You put one tip down and you can just go in there like that. It's really easy. Again, always look at the knife. Never take your eyes off the knife. That's the most important thing. Super Dave Osborne, if you guys are old enough to remember the early days of cable TV. Oh, see, that's already cooking. Look at that. It's ready to go. Throw that in there like that. And then go the other way. Back the other way now. And just push those peppers right in and meld them right into the meat. All right, like that. Now I'm still running this at level 3, so it's not cooking too fast. And now I'm going to go ahead and work with these guys. And what I do with these is I just lay them out flat like this. All a row. And just go like this. All right, you're all set. And I put that right in the dish. Okay. Not too hard, right? Now today you could use a variety of things. I'm using Eden Organic crushed tomatoes. And believe it or not, I got this, no salt. I got this for $1. Now you will never find this kind of a deal on organic tomato sauce. But I did. This is normally like $7.99 at Whole Foods. Now I also found these amazing. You might find these again at the dollar store. These are 50 cents a piece for organic Hunt's diced tomatoes. Now I'm going to use this method, and we've tried other methods, but I'm just going to use this because this will give me enough sauce for the dinner tonight. Now it's essential I get some hot water going right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up some hot water here in my little kitchen. Check out my David's Kitchen. Isn't that cool? Got a little garden here with some succulents. That's so cool. Isn't that nice? Got little glass things. It's a really cool rock in the back. Yeah, kind of nice. Anyway, I'm going to put filtered water in here. Okay. I'm going to take it up to about a half of the level. And then, poor Sarah, why would you ever say such a thing? Yeah. Oh my gosh, and you said that too. Oh my gosh, are you going to get banned or what? Oh my goodness. Hang on. You're about ready to be terminated there, buddy. This is your last warning. I will never let you back in the room again. I've been very kind letting you in here, and this is your last warning. Yeah. I'm not serious. I am serious, but why are you blending these with the blender? I'm not. There's no blender involved. Yeah, you're not allowed to post links right now. I told you that. Links are off limits. All right. Okay, so we're going to get that water going on a high boil. We're going to put it at level 6 back on the front burner. So as you can see, I'm building the front burner here. That's going on level 6. Going for a very fast cook because I really need to get that going. That way everything comes together at one fell swoop, and we'll be adding the tomato sauce. I'm cooking at level 3, and I'm going to take the garlic now and work on peeling the garlic. It's kind of a cool thing. Yeah, I'll show you how easy this is. I'm going to take, say, 5 or 6 cloves off of here. Save the rest for later. That should be enough for the dinner. I know, I should give you a helmet cam. We'll do that some other century. No, Tom, that's not an air fryer. I only use stainless steel on my electric stovetop, but if you have an induction range, which I assume you do, you can use stainless steel as well. If you cook with Corel, that's good too. Anything that's non-toxic. Don't get those stickless things, Tom. You'll turn into an old man real fast. The government doesn't want to tell you that the stickless things are not fully tested. When they finally did test last decade's version, they said they have to be off the market by 2016. Did you hear that memo? I didn't. And now these new ones, I'm using a stickless ceramic right here in the coffee, so I'm trusting that. But it's baked at about 800 degrees, so I doubt the coffee is going to affect it. At what, barely 100? Yeah. You got in trouble for public nudity at a rowing tournament? Okay. When they shout stroke? You know, I was in the crew at UCLA. I was in the crew team for 6 months. Yeah, it's kind of a fun experience to go out in the water with a bunch of sweaty other guys with, you know, hormone issues, and everybody's trying to show each other up, you know, being buff and being cool. I'm using a thing called turkey, Max, because it's the season for turkeys to die. How dare you? This is all wrong. I should be in school. It does sound homoerotic, but it wasn't for me. And because I'm not gay, I checked out of the crew team. I said, you know, these people are just too gay. I just said, I'm out of here. Actually, I hurt my hand in an accident. One of the biggest days of my life, I hurt my hand, and it's a great story. I wish I could tell you the whole story, but the final cap was I literally pulled a fingernail off my left hand. I fell over a market basket horsing around. The market basket fell over, and I literally went with it. I could have broken my finger. It was amazing. I just had a fingernail peel off. So I'm in there with my hand, my fingernail, and this is perfectly okay. I'm not flipping anybody off. And I'm in there, and I'm in the ER at UCLA. My fingernail's ripped off, and I'm looking up, and I see, of all people, Art Garfunkel staring right at me. And I don't know, I doubt he remembers it, but Art Garfunkel was staring right at me, and I had this song playing in my head, you know, "Hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, I've come to take you." And it was like a weird, one of those 3-second weird moments in my life. I think so, because it was one of the most dark times I've ever felt, and I don't think, and I could tell you all these other things about that time that was so weird and dark that I can't even go into, but it's quite a memory. And it's topped off prior with one of the best memories I've ever had. And so it was one of the best memories followed by one of the weirdest memories. Okay, so we're getting hot over here on a very aggressive 6, and I'm going to add a little of my Himalayan sea salt to the dish. This has 85 different minerals that were pulled millions of years. They have stayed in the ground ready to go into my glass container here. So I'm going to put this in there. Oh yeah, it's already getting hot. Look at that. This is going to be great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stir this dish right here, because it needs stirring at this point. Everything's all melded together. You can take a look at it there. See that? Okay, pushing all that down. You slightly glazed them. You're not overcooking anything at level 3. Everything's just right, al dente. That is your cue to put your sauce in. So you pull off the top of these things, and this is going to be a tough twist. Oh man, it's been literally in the cupboard for at least 6 years. Actually, expiration date was 2018. Correction, no more than 3 years. Not bad. Ugh, got it. Okay. Beautiful. Mmm. Mmm. That is so good. That's pure lycopene. That's not true. They did a test for dinosaur fecal matter in the Himalayan sea salt. They found no traces of dinosaur fecal matter. Okay, I'm going to put that right on top of this dish. Just pour it right on top. Now the meat itself has a little salt in it, but not much. So now is the time to add some salt. So what I like to do, and if you're salt sensitive, you may want to do a lemon. But you won't need, there's hardly any salt. This is a no salt dish. Is like what? 0 milligrams of salt. So I'm going to take some triple filtered water with my zero water filter here. And you know my area, we're lucky we have clean water here, because in my area there's a serious contamination issue with the Navy dumping flame retardant in the water, literally, I mean in the ground, and it's contaminated both areas and both sides of our area. Yeah. You're not allowed to use the N-word here, and I'm going to mute you for using that. There you go. So I put a little water in here and give it a good shake. All right. I'm going to add a little more water because I want to get the maximum I can out of this jar. Now again, you could get a similar size container of tomato sauce. You don't know where it came from, but you know, it's a standard brand you'd get at the dollar store. All right, plenty of moisture in there. And what I like to do is top it off with a little bit more seasoning. So today we're going to use hot sauce. Patti LaBelle #3 hot sauce. Give it a good shake because you know hot sauce collects at the bottom. This is your salt and your spice. Half a teaspoon of hot sauce. Best stuff ever, I'm telling you. And that's the secret in this dish. You will get people to say, wow, I want more of this. Because normally turkey is a kind of a bland mix, you know? Most people say, yeah, pork spaghetti, yeah, no, turkey. Okay, now I'm going to do the garlic. I'm going to cover that up, keep it at level 3, and keep cooking it. The garlic is done by putting it down on the ground or on this breadboard here, laying it down there and pressing on it like this. Each clove is just pressed down and crush it. Very simple, super easy. And the peeling process is much easier with this methodology. So you pop the clove right out this way. See that? No muss, no fuss. Yeah. Lots of people do it this way. I definitely prefer it. In the old days, we used to see Julia Childs mince it, you know, peel it by hand and mince it. And she was kind of the first person to really push garlic in food. And of course, I watched a lot of Julia Childs when I grew up. I told you about that Natural History Museum thing they have going on. And now you just mince it up like this. Natural History Museum this summer, last summer, had a Julia Childs exhibit her entire kitchen exactly the way she left it. Okay, throw that right in there. And again, you can use garlic powder, you can use onion powder. I highly recommend both. That's great. Yeah, you don't need to chip in, we're good. Oh, come on. This is not funny. I work to make good dinners, okay? You, however, don't. You get to watch. You know, I don't really brew beer with expired cottage cheese. You know, I don't think I don't think that's possible. I seriously think you're a little off there. That sounds like a health code disaster. And I showed you that little technique of getting rid of the garlic scent on your fingers so your lover won't say, "Oh, you reek." Okay, so just take your hands like that and rub them over a stainless steel knife. Like so. And water. No garlic smell. Completely gone. It's something about the stainless steel and interactive. It's weird. Okay, we're almost at a boiling point here, so we're getting to the point where we're going to have a crescendo of dinner here. I'm going to go ahead and get another container for it. Linguine takes a little longer than most pastas, so bear with me here. There we go. There's a full-on picture. No, not every dish is pasta, no. 92% of the dishes I make are pasta, the other are rice. How do you expect to feed 10 people without using pasta? Answer the question. I'd love to hear it. You know, it's not a new toaster. It's an older one, but it still stands out. It's an Oster. It's a really good toaster. I've cooked with potatoes in the dish, but Sarah, as you know, has outlawed potatoes in my dinner. She doesn't like potatoes, so I can't cook with eggs or potatoes or hot dogs. There's certain things I can't, and definitely not Spam. Well, do you know why porn is free, Sammy? You know why, right? It's to drain your precious bodily fluids. The people behind the porn sites that are free are called the Ashkenazis. And ironically, they're the same kind of people that are surrounding our president. They're the people he is surrounded by, these Ashkenazis. And the Ashkenazis run the porn industry, and they make it free so that you don't have a brain to think about how much power they're acquiring. It's one of their methods. Okay, we got a full boil going here. We're going to go ahead and pop this in the water. It's a very big boil over here, so you'll see me do this. You take the pasta in your hand, and all the linguine, grab it by the twist point, hold the whole thing over the water and break it right in, like you're breaking bread. Now, you can't do this if you have very little strength, so I recommend doing it in small amounts if you've got limited amounts of muscle, but as you know, I'm very strong. Yeah. I have hidden strengths. I'm pretty strong that way. My father had this type of muscle. It was super strong and not really bulky. It's called smooth muscle. And yeah, the Norwegians have smooth muscle, whereas hang on. Okay. You need to stir the pasta. Okay, give it a good stir. It will stick, so you have to be careful. I got it right in time. Perfect. Just keep that at a roaring boil. Yeah, this linguine takes about 13, 14 minutes to cook, so we're coming down on the final minutes of this show. Meanwhile, I'm going to take this and give it a stir. And get those garlics to stir around evenly and distribute among the other meat and vegetables. Great. There's nothing better than Eden Organic, I can tell you that. It's one of the finest products in the market. So when I saw those on sale, I was like super impressed. I said, yeah, we're gonna get those for sure. What a shame, you know? That's one of the reasons I don't like these kind of, these things. It's like totally non-recyclable. It's just worthless. There's like one styrofoam recycler in the middle of Seattle. I'd have to drive this to Seattle to recycle it. That's sad. Yeah, that bums me out. But, I had to buy something, I suppose. Okay, give it another stir. We got a strong boil now. I want you to see how this is sitting on the edge here. Don't do that. Always put this over like that in case there's a kid in your family. And I don't have kids, so. But kids have to have a tendency of grabbing things. I knew a kid, when he was 10 years old, he literally dropped an entire pot of hot boiling water on his face. I'll never forget the sadness that I felt when I walked into that house after he did that. I went and visited him after he was burned on, 60% of his body. It was unbelievable. I was a good friend, just a nearby friend. I brought him a present. I bought him a fish, a goldfish. But can you imagine how awful that was? That happened when I was 10. I saw this kid just down the street from me, literally grabbed the whole pot and threw it on his head. He's lucky to be alive, actually. Boiling water is just as dangerous as flames. Well, not quite, but almost. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. You can't post stuff here. I told you that. Later in the show, man. Jeez. It's all upper bottom. Yeah. Your friend did that to his whole upper body? Are you serious, Max? Wow. That's amazing. Keep that hard boil going because there's really nothing you can do with linguine other than that. I didn't go with a lot of vegetables, like a primavera, because I really just wanted it to be, pasta and really natural organic tomatoes. Japanese cake, that's not a useful word here. Yeah. This is your last warning. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. I'm glad this has been going along smoothly. We've had a nice discussion, I think. We're going to be discussing everything tonight. It's not going to be a boring evening. There's a lot to talk about. Anyway, I don't make a lot of pasta. This is the only pasta I make per week. This is my pasta day, so it's not like I'm forcing pasta on Sarah. Nice. That's got a good boil too over here. Now, if you want to give it a few more ingredients, you can do that at this time. I like cumin because it's very good for you, and it has more of a Spanish flavor, but I don't mind doing that. I'm going to throw a little Italian seasoning on top too. Oh, that's paprika. I suppose you could use paprika, but I wouldn't use a lot of it. There's a little cumin that would give it a nice texture and taste. Yeah, that's very good. It's called a poor man's saffron, cumin is. And I have this 50% less salt. It's a potassium product Morton makes. I'm going to put that in there too, because it didn't really have a lot of salt. That'll be it. Now, you do not have to salt products that are already salted. So if you're buying products from the dollar store, do not salt it. The meat broke up very nicely. It's got a nice sauce to it. The mushrooms are great. I really think that they add a lot of flavor and a certain depth to the product. No, curry doesn't go well with tomato sauce in this particular dish. Well, some people use ragu. You know, it depends on your budget, man. I would use a Pinot Noir with this dinner. I prefer Pinot Noir. It's got a subtle sweetness to it, but I don't drink at all. But I used to sell wine. The cab is a little bit too deep. This Petite Syrah would be okay. The cabs tend to be a little bit better for meat. But with a turkey, something like a Pinot Noir, something lighter, something a little bit lighter, but not sweet, but a little bit lighter than cabs and Syrahs. Definitely a red wine. And don't go with any white wines with this at all. In fact, you're not getting the benefits from the product that is so important to you in the red wine. It has a certain it has a cardiovasculator or a dilator or something. It's I'd give you the name of it, but it's evading my thoughts right now. It's in red wine. It's a type of particular product that's good for people with heart disease. Hey, you're welcome. Glad I could help out. Okay, I guess we're done. Oh yeah, that linguine is perfect. I'm going to turn the whole thing off. I'm going to run some hot water down the sink. All right, we're going to go ahead and get that washcloth out of there. Well, I guess the washcloth's there anyway. Okay, I'm going to run this in this sink here with cold water running at the same time to minimize the heat going down the pipes. Okay, then put that entire thing right here. Take the whole dinner and off the stove, turn all the burners off, and pour that whole dinner right on top of your pasta. Like that. Now you're lucky I just have enough room for one dinner here. Yeah, I don't have any more room in this container. It's perfect for, you know, a couple people. All right. I'm putting some water in the base of this. Leave that sit. You don't want to let. Now take the linguine and kind of go into it with a fork and pull it up like this. See that? And it's a good time to add your Parmesan. I'm going to throw the rest of this Parmesan in here. What you're doing is you're mixing the Parmesan in with the, there's a little salt in that too, you're mixing it in with the sauce, and the ingredients are melding in this fusion dish, and all the wonderful tomato taste and everything is going into the final absorption of your linguine. So it's perfect, just like Donald Trump's redacted transcript, perfect. He spent time redacting it, so it's perfect. It doesn't have anything incriminating him at all, because it's perfect. Because he spent time redacting it, making sure it was perfect. All right, so let's get into the other chat room. I'm going to cover this up with a little Parmesan. No, I didn't like those big ones, so I'm going to grab those. Give them a little crush. And dig in there and kind of move it around. Beautiful. Okay. See how nice that absorbs? Perfect. Okay, say goodbye to the dinner for 10 people. You truly can make 10 meals out of that. A nice accompaniment would be some canned green beans or something. That would be good. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go into the other room now and sign off here. It's always a good time making dinner. Thank you.